Hey there, I'm Tom from Borrowlenses.com, and today we're going to talk about the very best of Canon's awesome telephoto lineup. Whether you're a portrait shooter, wedding photographer, adventurer, or wildlife shooter, they've got something perfect for your gear bag. Here's what's on the menu. Starting with their popular telephoto zoom lenses, we have the brand new 70-200 f4L2. Canon's flagship telephoto workhorse, the 70-200 f2.8 version 2. Well, technically this is the workhorse now, but we shot this video before this lens was available. This is the version 3, but don't worry, we're gonna have some content on this for you later, but not in this video. The versatile 100-400 f4.5 to 5.6 version 2. Our favorite super tele, the 200-400 f4. And of their telephoto primes, we have the monster 200mm f2, and finally, the 100mm macro f2.8. Obviously, Canon carries many more telephoto lenses that we won't be featuring today. This is just a sampling of lenses that we would choose for some very specific scenarios. So you might be wondering why I might choose the 70-200 f4 over the f2.8, or why I might sacrifice the versatility of a zoom for a prime lens. We went out with photographer Lisa Check to test these lenses in the field. Here's what we got. You might know this lens is one of the 2 ideal lenses for event shooters. Well, there's a reason for that. Thanks to its 2.8 aperture, you've got suitable low light performance that's further enhanced by its 4 stops of image stabilization. This lens's zoom range means that capturing candid moments from a distance during events can be done with ease. Its alloy construction makes this lens feel sturdy, but it also makes it heavy. One of the big downsides to this lens is most certainly its weight, especially when compared to its little sibling, the f4L. It's not only a powerhouse at events and concerts, but it excels in portrait situations. It allows for a comfortable working distance from your subject and great bokeh, especially when working with a busy background that might distract from your subject. Many wedding and event photographers prefer to take their portraits on primes because they're generally sharper and have a wider aperture, giving you even creamier bokeh. 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 Bokeh? Yeah, never mind. Don't be fooled by the Canon 100mm macro. While most may see it as only a macro lens, it is an excellent lens for portraiture. Wedding photographers love it because they can now carry only one lens for both portraits and detail shots. For the price, this lens is hard to beat. It provides an appropriate working distance and excellent sharpness, even wide open. It features Canon's hybrid image stabilization that adds compensation for both shift movement and angular motion. Overall, this IS is rated for 4 stops. If you need an even faster aperture for your portraits, the 200mm f2L is another great telephoto prime for low light situations. Wide open, this lens is extremely sharp. For the price, we'd hope so. Its autofocus is fast and whisper quiet, and with 4 stops of IS, it's an excellent event prime, especially when paired with a monopod. Some might find this lens a little awkward to use. Coming in at 5.6 pounds, it's heavy. Overall, these 3 lenses are excellent for portrait photography. Here are some side-by-side examples of portraits taken with the 70-200 f2.8, the 100mm macro, and the 200mm f2. So we know the 70-200 is a favorite amongst Canon users. It's fast, versatile, and sharp. So why would I sacrifice a stop of light and go with the 70-200 f4L? Well, if you're planning on going for a hike or taking a trip, that's where the f4 comes in. When weight becomes a concern for you adventurers, the 70-200 f4L2 has got you covered. This lens comes in at 1 3/4 pounds, nearly 1.5 pounds less than the 2.8. Even wide open, this lens is impressively sharp from corner to corner. The image stabilization is fantastic. Yes, you lose a stop of aperture when shooting with this lens compared to the 2.8, but you get an extra stop of IS for a total of 5 stops. While the bokeh might not be the same, the IS will make up for any lost light. Now, this IS advantage won't do you any good if you're shooting to totally freeze action, but for most scenic and static shots, the f4L will perform. This lens is tack sharp, even wide open. As long as low light shooting is not a concern, it is a perfectly suitable substitute to the 2.8. Let's not forget, it's also about $500 cheaper. Here's 2 side-by-side shots of the f4 and the 2.8, both wide open. See if you can tell which is which. Aside from some slight differences in the quality of the bokeh, they both perform similarly. All of the lenses we've looked at so far top out around the 200 to 300mm range. So, what do you do if you need more reach? Let's check out one of Canon's super teles. When you need to remain imperceptible but also need flexibility, you can't beat the 200 to 400 f4 IS. This lens is a favorite of wildlife photographers. Yes, it's big. Yes, it's expensive, but you get a lot of quality and functionality for your money. That said, this beast is a considerable investment. It has 4 stops of IS, and combined with a Wimberley gimbal on a sturdy tripod, you've got a solid, stable setup for delicate shooting conditions. Move the lever on the side of this lens and boom, you've got a 280 to 560mm f5.6 in an instant. No surprise, this lens produces fantastic images, even wide open. However, it's hugely heavy. This is the lens for someone who doesn't plan on moving too often. For those concerned with size and weight, but still looking for a longer lens, check out the Canon 100 to 400 f4.5 to 5.6 version 2. This lens offers huge reach in a small, relatively inexpensive package. It excels in sports, wildlife, and really anywhere where reach is key. It's got 3 different modes of IS, crucial for tracking subjects at long focal lengths. That said, the lens's slower variable aperture of 4.5 to 5.6 can make capturing action a challenge with low ISO. For many of these already very pricey teles, good support gear is often a requirement, which can further increase the cost of an appropriate setup. And those are just some of the ways you can be smart about your lens choices and make the most out of your shoot. Do you prefer primes, or are you looking for the versatility of a zoom? Are you willing to sacrifice speed for a lighter package? Is reach paramount? These are just some of the questions you should ask yourself when looking to fill your bag with the right gear. Questions for us? Leave a comment or check out the blog at borrowlenses.com. Thanks for watching.